Hi, everybody. I hope you're having a great morning, getting started for virtual learning for the day, and a little bell in the background just to, make it feel like a real school day, right? Okay, so here's the plan. We're going to sneak in just a tiny bit of nonfiction into our lives because it's always good to learn about something new that maybe you didn't know. Those are my favorite ones when I go, I had no idea. So this is a new book that I just picked up. It's called Winged Wonders, and it's the kind of all about how people, scientists, teachers, people uh, understood the monarch migration. So these are monarch butterflies. Those are those like kind of orange and black ones that you see all the time in the spring and in the summer, kind of floating around your yard, playground, everywhere. Okay. So there's so many things obviously about nature that we just don't know why it is the way that it is. And the best part about science, I feel like, is that you can ask yourself a question, or like people collectively can ask themselves a question, and then you can take little bits of information that everybody gathers, put it together, and all of a sudden you have like a possible solution or an explanation as to why things are the way they are. So I think it's kind of a neat thing, especially now when we have access to so many different informational resources that we can put it all together and learn something new. All right, so here we go. For centuries, up and down North America, every year brought a mystery. Monarch butterflies swooped in for a spell like clockwork from somewhere beyond, then disappeared as curiously as they came. Where did they go? People pondered from southern Canada through the middle of the United States and all the way to central Mexico. In 1976, the world finally learned the answer with a groundbreaking discovery: a one-of-a-kind insect journey, a remote roosting place, a small speck on the map where millions of monarchs are drawn like magnets each winter. The Great Monarch Migration, the news stories called it. So, who solved this age-old mystery? Who tracked these winged wonders from one end of the continent to the other? Who found their secret roosting place, a marvel of nature? Was it Fred, the Canadian scientist, who spent 30 years studying the monarch mystery from his university lab, who drove through the United States with Nora, his research partner wife, like detectives trying to track the cagey creature's migration from Canada southward, who tagged monarchs' fragile wings, first with paint that faded, then with labels that plopped to the ground when wet, and finally with price tags that stuck? Seriously, I can't imagine trying to take a butterfly, a live one, and figure out how to attach something to it so that you can track it and hopefully maybe find it, or somebody else would find it some other point in time forward. You'd have to be like the most gentle person ever in the Holy Grail. Was it Nora, master organizer of the monarch material they collected, who placed ads in newspapers near and far, seeking ordinary people to help by tagging monarch wings in their hometowns? Who wrote newsletters and kept in touch with all those volunteers? Who logged and mapped every tidbit of information they sent into the lab? Was it those dozens, then hundreds, then thousands of science teachers, backyard gardeners, and other curious souls who answered Nora's ads and became citizen scientists, who gently caught, tagged, and released the delicate dancing insects to help solve the migration mystery? Was it Ken, the American adventurer, who spotted Nora's ad in a Mexico City newspaper while visiting there, who called her in Canada and agreed to follow the monarchs through Mexico, where he didn't speak the language, who bumped along winding roads with his newlywed wife, Catalina, for nearly 2 years trying to track the butterfly's twisting trail? It's a long time to spend on something you love, but the other guy was 30, heaven's sakes. Was it the villagers and farmers of central Mexico who directed the couple to look higher, higher, up into the thin air of the volcanic mountains and their oyamel tree groves, who for generations welcomed the monarchs as soaring spirits during the autumn Dia de los Muertos celebrations, who held the whispered whereabouts of their winter roosting place? Because if you live kind of close to where they always come back, then you might have an idea, right? Was it Catalina, born and raised in Mexico, who introduced Ken to her beloved monarchs, who spoke with the locals in her Spanish dialect to guide their search, who kept 40 notebooks of meticulous monarch data, who first crunched through the early morning snow high in the Sierra Madre Mountains into an oyamel grove and exclaimed, "I see them! I see them! Up here!" At first glance, you think they're leaves, but then when you get closer and look, you realize it's all kinds of butterflies just kind of snuggled up together. Was it Jim, the American science teacher, who with his students attached teeny tags to tiny wings, who caught and tagged the very monarch in a Minnesota goldenrod field that Fred later found among millions in a Mexican oil mill grove, who gave Fred the proof he needed, that one teeny tag, to announce the discovery of the great monarch migration? See, everybody kind of does their piece. You can see like that one little tag. Yes. The answer is yes. All of them, the scientists, the citizen scientists, the regular folks along the way, played a part in this discovery. Each person, in small ways or large, helped answer that centuries-old question, where did they go? And now we know. Each year, millions of monarchs fly the same path, generation after generation, from southern Canada through the United States to roost for the winter in central Mexico's mountains. Then they journey north again, feasting on milkweed plants all along the way. However, today there's a new burning monarch question to be answered. How will they survive? Monarch's members have plummeted since the 1976 discovery, from at least 1 billion down to just millions, a handful now when there were hundreds then. Chemical sprays destroy their milkweed plants. Logging and farming threaten their oil mill groves. Pollution disrupts the air and the weather for their flights. So, who can make a difference for the monarchs today? Who can preserve their landing spots and airstreams? Who can keep them alive? The answer is actually no mystery at all. Because, of course, the reminder is that if we each just do little things every day, little things that don't feel like big things, it all kind of adds up, right, to make a difference. That's kind of the best part about being able to make good choices for ourselves and for our community and for our planet. So that way it all kind of adds up and helps even the tiny littlest creatures that we didn't even realize that we were making a difference for, right? So then when you get to the end, if you find this book in the library, you'll see there's kind of some additional information, which is pretty cool, kind of a little bit more specifically about their scientific process that they used. I thought it was kind of interesting. It's one of those things that we notice when we're sitting out in our backyard in the summer and you kind of go, oh, there they are. But you don't really think about it too much, right? And now we know. All right. So hopefully you got a sheet given to you that had like a variety of butterflies or insects of some sort, winged creatures, right? Winged wonders. So I just grabbed one. I colored it. I made it beautiful. It's like a little stained glass butterfly. However makes your heart happy, you do it, okay? So these make actually super cool bookmarks. I was kind of excited about them. It's the little things in my life, you guys. So after you color, you're going to take your scissors and you're going to cut all around the dashed line, kind of slowly and steadily so you don't have a wing amputation of sadness. I guess that would make your butterfly pretty easy to spot. You would know that you were the sad one-winged butterfly. But slow and steady is a good thing always with scissors, right? So cut all around the edge, hopefully. And then, hang on, so close. Make sure you don't throw your scraps away because you need that little rectangle on the side. Did you notice it? That has kind of the two smaller dark shaded squares. Okay, so once you finish cutting out, you still need this piece. Okay, so cut that out too. Don't trim off those little black pieces. Keep them all attached. So then when you cut that rectangle out, it kind of has little directions on the side too for you to fold. So if I were you, I would like fold it in half, and I kind of always do it so that I can actually see the lines on the outside. Makes my folding abilities much better. So you're going to fold it once so that you have kind of a fold right in the center. And then you're going to fold it again so that each of those little black rectangles kind of has, it's kind of tipped up like that a little bit, right? Okay. And same thing on the other side. So it almost looks like a little cursive V. Okay, ready to go. All right, so hopefully you have a glue stick handy somewhere in your life. And you will open up your glue stick or whatever kind of glue you have handy. You're going to put glue on the tops of these two little folded rectangular pieces. I'd normally say go easy on the glue, but in something like this, when you have such a small surface, make sure you get it covered nice and good. Okay, and then it's going to tuck one on either side. So I kind of gave my butterfly just like a little gentle fold, so that way it's kind of easier to know what goes where. And you're going to attach your little rectangular pieces, one on either side, okay, like that. So it kind of makes a little base on the bottom. And then it kind of just gets tucked in the pages of your book. Let it dry, obviously, first. Hello, if it's wet glue. Don't make any book lover sad with wet glue. So then you'll just kind of tuck it right in the pages of your book. Ta-da! And it saves your spot. And it's pretty. And it reminds you all about the migration of monarch butterflies. And now you know, right? Life is good. And it's just so cute and pretty and adorable. And you can have 3. This actually would be such an easy thing to like stick in the mail if you have like grandma, auntie, somebody that you aren't seeing very much right now because we're all just kind of hanging out at home and laying low. This would be a great thing to stick in an envelope with a little note and say, hey, just thinking of you, sending you this adorable butterfly bookmark. Love you, or whoever. Mail is always a good thing, especially when you're a grown-up and all you get is boring, terrible things in the mail. Yay, sunshine, spring, butterflies. You know what I mean, right? All right, I hope you guys have a great day. Hopefully you get lots done in Edgenuity and all the other things you have assigned to you for the day. I hopefully will get to see you soon. Have a great day, everybody.